So, to quote my now famous saying, as a rule, I don't do swarms. It definitely says she's in there, the way they're fanning. So this is the one they swarmed out of. I could tell straight away by opening it. So I may have messed up again.
One of them being simply Beeutiful Honey. Have I said that right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, it's bang on.
Welcome to the show this morning, Stu Walsh. How are you doing?
Welcome back to another weekly video then. So, what a week it's been. Regular viewers will know no video last week, and that's because we were moving house. We're all in now, all sorted, and hopefully normality will resume. So I'm just out this morning catching up on some orders. Again, they've been sacrificed a little bit, shall we say. So I'm just getting some honey out now, and I've just dropped my trailer off at Harry's at Simon the Beekeeper to, speed camera, for him to load. He's kind of going to load that for me with some more nukes and pre-made frames. And exciting news, on the 13th of September, Tektron UK are having their open day of their brand new store down in Norfolk. So I'll certainly be going down there. Vicky may be coming, we don't know yet, depends on childcare. Yeah, we'll be down there with the Tektron UK guys, Darius and Tracy, to open up the brand new flagship store. If you're down that way and you want to come along and see all the fantastic equipment and meet the guys and meet us, then I'll see you there. Look at this for service. Just pulling up and my trailer is being preloaded. So I'm over in Manchester then, just checking on these two hives that we've got over here. It's been a couple of weeks and these girls are piled on the front, so they look like they're one, short of space, and two, like they're fanning down nectar. So hopefully we've got honey coming in, or nectar anyway. Upward stuck. So yes, they were more than ready for space, these girls, starting to build out in the roof. Jam packed. Alright, let's give them some more space. They're always lovely and calm, these bees. But yeah, they're definitely short of space. So I'll give them 2 extra empty boxes on both, 2 full supers on this, 1 on that one, and that should keep them going for another week or 2. So some of our sites, the flow's pretty much stopped, and I've spoke to people. In fact, I spoke to Paul Hine yesterday on message, and he was saying his season's pretty much over. There's no flow at all, but it's site dependent on ours really. So some sites are giving, like this one. You saw the robbing bees last week at ours, so obviously we've no nectar brand nearby us, but Liverpool's alright. So yeah, just completely dependent on where you are ultimately and what forage they can find. It's Tuesday already, no content yesterday. I was busy moving stuff to the house. I've been doing it again this morning, and it's like winter today. It's pouring down and has done all day, but to be honest, it's a blessing. This may just save our blossom crop this year. We were desperate for a little bit of rain, and we're certainly getting it today. So forecast 20 mil or something today, hopefully, and then all right for the rest of the week. So, but we shall see, won't we? But I've got a nuke to bring up, so we caught a swarm in the back garden the other week. So I need to offload that, and then I've got some queens to bank. I'm going to bring some nukes back from Ollie's tomorrow, is the plan, but I've got queens waiting to go in them. Rather than take the queens there, I'll bring the nukes back here, and then we're just going to bank some queens in the top of a super for now. Summertime beekeeping. So I've decided I'm not going to bank these queens. Got a couple of nukes here where they're that full the bees can't even get in to the nuke box, so I'm going to do some splits. So 40x12 and a National Deep, we'll just split those now and be able to use these 2 queens straight up. 2 3-frame splits then, because this colony, as you can see, it's fit to bursting. Tons and tons of brood, and the queen's actually on that frame. Makes life easier. Look at that for a slab of brood. Over at Liverpool 1 then, weekly check up here. So last time we came up we had virgins running the hives, so hopefully they've managed to go out and get mated. I'm not holding out much hope though, because of the fact that there's obviously not an abundance of drones, but preoccupied with the seagulls. It's that time of year again where we're risking in dive bomb, so we've got a little bit of flight, pollen going in, which is a good sign. So fingers crossed we've got 2 mated queens. And there's the queen, they're getting in focus, actually laying. And there's the new queen. So we've got another mated queen in this one and 2 supers at the moment from the roofs of Liverpool 1. So all capped, ready to go. So give them a little bit more space. Big mix observing. A little bit more space, and we'll give them another check next week. Back filming on the phone then, because I've left my GoPro at home. I haven't realised. So it's bucketed down here for past 2 days, especially yesterday. Torrential. But that has triggered a huge flow. You can see how busy these girls are now. Some really decent bee flight going on. And hopefully, at last, a little bit going in these supers, because it's been a little bit sparse as the nectar of late around here. I skimmed off these nukes the other week, which I've come to check, but there's a chance we might need to skim off them again yet. And I'll get my smoker lit, and then we'll have a little look and we can make our minds up, can't we? So they're just starting. So these are moving up into the second super. First super pretty much full. So when I came last week, week before, whatever it is, a week before, wasn't it? They were bringing nothing at all in. So at last, that balsam that always gives around here is starting to show at last. Just moving up into the top super now. starting to pull cappings down there. So I've had an incident. It's about 7:45 in the morning. I mean, I've got some nukes to move to here anyway, but I went to film some content yesterday and just presumed I've left my GoPro at home. Got home last night to realise that the GoPro was not there, and I must have left it on site somewhere. It's not the first time I've done it, but I usually remember and go back and get the same day, where I think it's on this nuke site, or I'm hoping it's on this nuke site. If it's not, I'm in trouble. And I can see it there at the side. But the problem is it's poured down for the past 2 days now, so I'm sure the camera's alright. I don't know about the microphone. Oh, we might be lucky. One thing I've noticed as well, just more and more wasps again. Couldn't eat through the side of that box. Taking a trip up to the heather. So spoke to the keeper there. It's a grouse moor this, so we're in about 2 weeks time it should be flowering. So I'll spin the camera around and show you where we're up to. So you can see there, so some of the bell heather is obviously the first to flower. That's just starting to come in, the bell. And then we've got 1,000 acres or so of grouse moor. There's plenty of heather to go at, so. But yeah, you can just see it starting. Like I said, the keeper reckons, the keeper thinks about 2 weeks before it's in full flower. So we'll pick out our strongest hives and get them up here. So my lad Alfie's just come round, so I've got him earning his keep. They just broke up for half term now, so I think he's already bored. He's only been finished half a day. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening then. Vic's just putting the girls to bed, bath and bed. So I've come for a little spot of trout fishing down the river. Oh, there we go. Oh, and away, a stunning little brown trout.
Alright, so release. Yeah, go on.
As you've seen over the past couple of weeks, I have a slight wasp issue in my unit. But not no more. Payback. So I may have messed up again. And I've not left my camera anywhere, obviously, because I'm on it now. But the batch of queens that I introduced a bit over a week and a half ago now into the nukes, because we've been moving house and stuff like that, I forgot to release them. So the weather changed, obviously we were really busy and stuff like that, and they're still ultimately caged in there. So God knows what I'm going to find. Everything may be okay, fingers crossed it is. Or they may have tried to raise more cells. I may have missed cells. In that case, we've got virgins in there as well. Or they may have just, if that's the case, they may have just killed the queens. So 20 odd queens we've got to go through now. Hopefully, fingers crossed, like I say, we're okay. And I can just pop the cages. We're set to find out, aren't we? So here we go. Let's see what we've got. So we've still got bees. There's a great amount of nectar coming in here now. I can see all the ghost bees, so certainly on the balsam. And we've got to the cage. Is she still alive? That one's dead, unfortunately. No, they're dead because there's a virgin in, which I can see a cell chewed down there. So I'm going to say there's a queen or some description in here, because I've missed the cell and left it too late. I'm usually okay at spotting virgins, although they're not the easiest to spot in a colony. And there she is, there's a virgin. Right, let's box these back up and leave them to it. Hopefully I've not messed up with them all like that. Next one then. There's another virgin in this one. In fact, there's a cell about to hatch. So third one in, and this one's still alive, thankfully, so she's going to get released. So, to quote my now famous saying, as a rule, I don't do swarms. But again, this one's one of my own. So, text message from the farmer, Stu's a little swarm on a post. So it's around 2 weeks since I was last here. It was on my to-do list for next week. But obviously I've had to come a little bit earlier to come and collect this. So we'll collect this swarm, oops, I'm snagged. Collect this swarm and then we'll go through the hives and see where we're up to. So yeah, she's in there somewhere. Oh, she's in there somewhere. It's just a case of getting Her Majesty into the box and the rest will follow. A little bit more chilled. Definitely says she's in there, the way they're fanning. So this is the one they swarmed out of. I could tell straight away by opening it. It weren't as busy as it should have been, and I've already seen a couple of cells. Another one hatched there, with a cell right at the top. So we're at Chorley, Italy, Southport. Then we're at Chorley Flower Show, and we're just about to go live on air with BBC Radio Lancashire for the second time this month. So do a little feature.
The Cars with Drive on BBC Radio Lancashire. Welcome to the show. It really is a feel-good Friday today. The time is 25 to 11. My name's Sharon Hartley, and we are live with the daytime show. Oh, we've got a good position here at Chorley Flower Show. We really have, right by the entrance. People are coming through. Families, people of all ages. It's so much going on. Honey as well, actually. Honey. Hold that thought just for 1 sec. One of them being simply Beeutiful Honey. Have I said that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was bang on.
Welcome to the show this morning, Stu Walsh. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. It's an amazing day. Really busy already, which bodes well for us as a trader. So I'm looking forward to it.
So tell me about Simply Beeutiful Honey, because I've heard of you before multiple times actually, because you were featured as well in our Made in Lancashire series not too long ago. Tell me about the company. When did you set this up? So 2018.
So in 16, I was within a feature. I was crushed at work between a 40-foot Arctic and a forklift truck. And then after that, as part of my rehab, it was suggested I get myself a hobby. So I started doing woodwork. Cut the fingers off my left hand. And I thought, right, I've got to do something.
This is after the really bad accident?
Yeah, so 2 really bad accidents within 2 years. And I thought I need to do something sensible. And I always had this little burning desire at the back of my mind to have a beehive at the bottom of the garden and a couple of jars of honey from it. So I did that, got 1 beehive from a friend, and then within 2-3 years I'd grown it to 20 hives, and I thought, do you know what, I'm enjoying this. I like what I'm doing. And my wife said, right, you need to calm down. 20 is a little bit too much. And I think in the back of my mind, I thought, right, I'm going to go for this. And then, so now today with 300 hives across the northwest in various locations, from countryside to city centre roofs.
Speechless. That is massive, isn't it? What a journey from going through those life-changing accidents, and they are, to where you are today. What on earth has that been like for you and your family?
So obviously initially it was, I can't explain, you know, from mental side of it more than anything else. I mean, so one accident's bad enough, trying to recover from that, and then to lose to fingers on my left hand, it was just like learning to get by again and adapt ultimately. And the bees ultimately were something to focus on mentally. You know what I mean? Took me away from reality, so to speak. You know what I mean? I could sit and watch the bees coming and going and lose myself in a little bit of beekeeping, and then I think that's where the passion grew from it ultimately. And then I thought, you know what, I'm in a position now where I can, and I don't really want to do anything else other than this. Just how it's grown over the past few years, it's crazy.
What an incredible story.
Yeah.
You must be really proud of where you're at now.
Oh, massively. I never thought for 1 minute we would be where we are now. So you took one talking to yourself.
You're on the radio,
yeah, on the radio,
Charlie
yeah.
Flower Show.
Yeah, I mean, does it get any bigger than this?
No. It is absolutely amazing. So in terms of the beekeeping, when you started out, what was that like? Because I imagine, and don't take this the wrong way, you might not have had a clue what you were doing.
Do you know what? I didn't. You're exactly right there. So I'm guilty of doing something first and thinking later. So I thought, right, I'm getting a beehive. That's it. Yeah, I've always wanted one. I'm going doing it. And then you get this beehive and you go, I don't even know how to keep bees. So I thought, right, you know. So I jumped on YouTube and things like that. Starting researching, and I think in some ways that's the best way. It's all right doing courses and things like that, but just throw yourself in at the deep end, figure it out.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Well, you could get stung
at
for
least
a
I'm not
kickoff.
anaphylactic. Yeah.
Well, giving you run of luck.
I've had enough stings now to test it. Yeah, so up to now, touch when I'm fine. I don't react.
Oh,
but
shoot. Unbelievable. I just love the fact you're laughing through this as well.
I mean, you have to, don't you? You've got to. I mean, we are actually through the other side of it now. I like to think, you know what I mean, and hopefully this continues to grow as it is, you know what I mean, and still better things to come. So yeah, I like to. Although it's I've got constant reminders, you know, of obviously my injuries and you know what I mean, but this helps massively, you know what I mean. And
it's really interesting what you said. You started out and you were looking at tutorials online and things like that. You're now actually doing that. You've got your own YouTube channel.
Yeah, so we run beekeeping courses and things like that, and we actually have a YouTube channel. So I spent years telling my kids off for spending too much time on social media and YouTube. That nobody ever made any money at YouTube. But I started it as a credibility thing, just to show obviously where everyone is coming from and behind the scenes a little bit.
Because people want to know, don't they?
Absolutely,
people,
yeah, traceability.
You know, rightly so.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So yeah, it was a little bit of transparency, and it just grew from there. And now with over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, we do a weekly video of what we're up to behind the scenes and moving the bees about, because obviously we have a range of different honeys, and we are regularly 1,500 views a week on our videos. So
It's really good, isn't it?
yeah, it's crazy.
That's a really daft question.
Go on.
Like, I mean, I ask a lot of these. In terms of the bees, like, do you get stung?
Every single day.
Well, how do you deal with that? I couldn't think of anything more terrifying.
So I suppose it's occupational hazard, isn't it? You know what I mean? If I'm dealing with so many bees every single day. So anything between 3 to half a dozen times a day I'll get stung. And you do get used to it, believe it or not. On my hands I'm fine, but if I get stung on my face, I still get a little bit upset. It does really hurt.
I bet it does. You brought us some samples today.
I have,
you
yes.
brought us?
So we've
just talk us
got
through this, Jay.
one of our variety packs here. So this is just 4 of our varieties. Because we're classed as migratory beekeepers, we're constantly moving bees around through the season. And we work very closely with local farmers. Graham came out, we were on the rapeseed. So these are all local honeys from local farmland. We've got some cut comb, which is
look at this.
direct from the hive. So a lot of massive trend in this now, really popular. I think ultimately because of people going away on holiday, and they're obviously they can scrape the honey off the frames on holiday, and they want to come back and experience that again. So
It makes you feel like you're at the buffet in Mallorca.
well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. We just get to go to Talaga with that. But yeah, so cut corn from the hive, and then a rare one, which a lot of people don't get to see often, is the pollen that the bees collect. So that's natural pollen from plants and flowers locally. The bees use that in the hive to feed the brood, but they always bring back more than the nectar they need. So we harvest that from the bees. It's actually classed as a superfood now, but it's absolutely amazing for hay fever sufferers as well.
Hey, I could do with a bit of this.
Yeah,
Me and the elders.
so just a teaspoon a day helps build up that immunity to the pollen rather than taking antihistamines.
So what do you mean a teaspoon a day? Do you chew it? What do you do
You can
with it?
take it on the spoon as is, or incorporate it in a smoothie. I put mine on my granola in the morning, or in
Okay,
yogurt.
yeah.
I know,
Yeah, you
fancy.
with your granola.
Well, this is it. You know what I mean? I'm a changed man now.
Fancy, very fancy.
I even use Greek yogurt. Yeah.
Oh, do you know? Crikey, you've changed. It's been wonderful to hear your story. Thank you so much. Obviously, you're chatting to us. We're live at Chorley Flower Show. Are you expecting a busy stand today?
So this is our 4th year, so that tells you something in itself, and we've been back year on year. It's a no-brainer for us, living literally 10 minutes down the road, so yeah, huge commute in this morning. But no, we love it. We get to network and connect with the locals who buy our honey, obviously in the local shop and our local stockists, and just to tell our story and ultimately where our honey's coming from.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me on.
You're more than welcome. Stu Walsh there from Simply Beeutiful Honey, live on